are plastics and what is the process to make a plastic? Well, generally, plastic is the product of a complex process, meaning that it is a polymer. A polymer is basically a large molecule made of smaller ones called monomers, and these monomers are derived from materials found in nature such as natural gas and oil. The plastic making process starts with a raw material, which is a natural gas or oil, refined into ethane and propane. Ethane and propane are treated with high heat, and this process is known as cracking. These molecules are soon converted into monomers such as ethylene and propylene. Next, these monomers, ethylene and propylene, are combined with a catalyst to create polymer fluff, and these look like powdered laundry detergent. Then, polymer is fed into an extruder where it is melted and forced into the tube that form a plastic in long tube form as it cools. Lastly, the tube is cut into small pellets and shipped to factories to further process to make a final product. For instances, plastic bottles, food packaging, and many more. As we know, there is a lot of damage caused by plastics that affect living organisms. Let's look at some of the examples. First, plastics can affect humans. Plastics contain chemicals that cause damage to the nervous and immune systems, which can cause genetic diseases. Next, plastic impact on plants. Plastic not only prevents the plant from getting enough sunlight, but also prevents the plant from breathing at night and inhibits its growth. Moreover, plastics slowly release toxic chemicals that will seep to the surface of soil and water, which are harmful to plants. Lastly, the effect of plastic on animals. Plastic waste is littering our oceans and threatening the lives of millions of marine animals. Sea animals often eat microplastics because of their small size. Microplastics are tiny pieces of plastic which come from larger plastics that have degraded over time. After ingesting microplastics, animals may suffer for months or years before they die. Also, the toxic chemicals contained in plastics can increase the chance of disease and affect reproduction. Okay, so how do we reduce these impacts? Well, first of all, opt for usable or compostable materials such as glass or paper when the option is available. Instead of a plastic Tupperware, go ahead and buy a Korean glass container. Other than that, choose to shop in zero-waste markets, such as actual zero-waste shops or open markets, instead of the typical hypermarkets and malls, of course. And hey, maybe you'll make someone's day by supporting their small business. And finally, reuse or upcycle your available plastic containers. Though this seems contradictory, throwing them away will only be a waste that ends up piling up our plastic landfill. And that is the opposite of what we are aiming for. Don't be afraid about making mistakes here. After all, we don't need a few perfect practitioners. We need a million imperfect ones.